Shalom, everybody. Shalom. This is Brother Joseph Israel giving you a shout. I wanted to talk today about spiritual warfare because the world that we're living in is spiritually attacking individuals, especially those that are seeking the truth. You know, there's spiritual corruption all around us. So, and there's so many people out there teaching all kinds of things about the Torah and about the scriptures and about how to serve our Creator. So first I want to turn to 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 3. It says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh." So this battle is not a human versus a human. "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Elohim to the pulling down of strongholds." So the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, are not fleshly, or they have nothing to do with the physical strength, the physical arm. You know, it is not to learn to be able to be physically able to defend yourself that is going to win this battle. This battle is actually a spiritual one. It is truth versus lies. It is goodness over evil. It is love over hate. It is cooperation over competition. So the truth alone sets us free. And so this is the weapon that we have is the truth. You know, the sword. So we come in. So this is for doing the spiritual work, and it is a destructive work towards corruption, but it's a building and a planting work, building and planting for the Most High's kingdom. And so first of all, it starts within ourselves. We must purify ourselves so that we can be able to do this spiritual work. But it says the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they are spiritual. That's what he means. But are mighty through Elohim. So the Most High will empower his people. He will give them the ability to overcome all of the spiritual wickedness all around them. They're mighty through Elohim to the pulling down of strongholds. So the strongholds that we see around us is the kingdoms of the world. The kingdoms of the world will fall. Everything that doesn't come under the rulership of the Almighty will go down. And it says they will go down in the snare. It says the wicked will be caught in the snare of their own hands. They will go down in this way. Verse 5 of 2 Corinthians, verse 10 says, "Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Elohim, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Messiah." So everything that tries to exalt itself above the Most High, above his knowledge, will go down and will prove false. But the Most High will always prove true. We can trust in these things. This is the spiritual warfare, to know the difference between the truth and the error. And as it says in Isaiah 65, in the last days, which is this time, the people will make a blessing and they will make an oath into the Elohim of truth. He is the truth. And so the Messiah taught us to pray, "Our Father who art in heaven, may your name be sanctified." To be sanctified means to be kadosh. Kadosh, we understand, is translated holy, but also it really means set apart. You see, everything else in the world is tainted, but the Almighty's name will be set apart. And he said, "Israel, my name, he will place it on his people." He says, "Israel, you are my servant through whom I will be glorified." Israel has the job to glorify our Father in heaven, Yahweh Elohim. Some call him Yahuwah, some say Yehovah. The Almighty is one. This is the one true Almighty, Yahweh Elohim. And everything that goes contrary to this, to his will, which his will is truly love, that we would love each other as we love ourselves and love him, and that love would fill the earth, that we would treat each other right, there would be justice and righteousness in the earth. No idols, no corruption, morality. He lays out morality for us. Let us walk in his words and his ways. And so this is what I was thinking about today. And people are out there trying to think about self-defense and all these things in this world. And you know what it says about people that try to build up arms and these things to fight against a physical battle? They will go down too, because that's the way that the wicked are going to fight. The wicked fight a physical war, but the righteous are fighting a spiritual war. And so it says in verse 9 of Revelation 13, "If anyone has an ear, let him hear. If anyone is meant for captivity, he will go into captivity. If anyone will kill with the sword, he must be killed with the sword." This is where it calls for endurance and faith on the part of the holy ones. So you see, my brothers and sisters, endurance and faith. Those that live by the sword are going to die by the sword, and that's what it's bringing out. For that, let's go to Ephesians 6. So it says here, let's see here. Finally, go on acquiring power in the Master and in his mightiness and his strength. Put on the complete suit of armor from Elohim, so that you may be able to stand firm against the crafty acts of the devil. Because we have a struggle. We fight not against flesh and blood, but against the governments, against the authorities, against the rulers of this world of darkness, against wickedness or wicked spirit forces in the heavenly places. For this reason, take up the complete suit of armor of Elohim, so that you may be able to resist in the wicked day, and after you have accomplished everything, to stand firm. Stand firm, therefore, with the belt of truth fastened about your waist, wearing the breastplate of righteousness, and having your feet shod in readiness to declare the good news of peace. Besides all of this, take up the large shield of faith, with which you will be able to extinguish all the wicked one's burning arrows. Also accept the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, that is Yahweh's word. Amen. So this is what we do. We trust in him, and we let him guide us. And this is his kingdom. These are the works that we have to go do. So we have a spiritual war that we are fighting. The spiritual war is underway, and basically we need to serve our Creator the way he wants to be served. Let us follow him. And as it says in Deuteronomy 28, that if we obey him, verse 1, it says, if you will diligently obey the voice of Yahweh your Elohim, to guard and do all his commands, which I command you this day, that Yahweh your Elohim shall make you high above all nations of the earth. And then if you skip down to 13, it says, and he shall make you the head and not the tail. And you shall be only on top and not beneath, if you obey the commands of Yahweh your Elohim, which I command you today, to guard and do. And do not turn aside from any of the words which I am commanding you today, to the right or to the left, to go after other mighty ones and serve them. So we will not serve any other mighty ones. There is no other mighty one. But yet people have all these everything that exalts itself above the knowledge of the Almighty. And you have the churches, you have the religions of man that have distorted the word, and they will be judged for this. And so we're calling our brothers and sisters out of Babylon. Let us come out of Babylon. It is a spiritual war, and this is a spiritual war worth fighting for. And I love you all. And love covers a multitude of sins. And we will continue to seek the Almighty and continue to walk on his kingdom road. Let his will be done. And may the Mashiach, Yahshua, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, be with you all as he guides us out and brings us back into harmony with our loving Father and his loving Father, Yahweh, the one true Elohim, Yahweh Echad. Until next time, this is your brother Joseph.